Good morning, beautiful. It's lovely to see you out here in the garden. Oh my God. I'm very grateful that it's rained at least a little bit in the last few days, but it's good to be out here again, so let me show you. Here's the morning. Now let me show you what's in the let me show you close up what's here. So we have, stay out of the light, Maddie, Johnson's blue geranium. And you know, it only accidentally ended up here, and I have tried in vain to move it elsewhere. I keep leaving bits behind and it keeps coming back. It's very resilient. So, you know, don't fight what's working. And then we have a little bit of larkspur. It's only a small plant, but it's lovely to see it waving there in the breeze, and it will make more seeds. It's a plant that can be really big if there's enough water, but depends where you put it. And then if it gets too big, the wind blows it over, so you don't always win. We've got the tail end of Campanula Elizabeth here. So this is a fresh piece, and you can see inside. Just trying to get some focus for you here. There you go. Now you can see inside the flowers. They're quite fabulous. Good morning, Farah. Lovely to see you. And I think that's you, Jocelyn. Good morning. So we have the, you know, it's summer. Things sort of slow down and stop. It's clearly been dry. Things are drying out. The tail end of the Campanula bells. They do look like bells. Yeah, it's you. Yay, I've remembered your little profile picture. And there's the lemon tree. Yeah, the intricacy of those flowers is quite glorious. So it's a pretty spotty, and it's got mites, which means that it's missing something, because not every lemon tree in the neighbourhood has mites. But I mean, this is quite lovely. I love playing with sun flares, and you know, anything with backlighting is beautiful. Just take a moment to look at this foliage and the light coming through it, and little brown bits on the edge, and the detail of the leaves and everything. It's lovely here. Beautiful day. So we'll just take it in for a little bit. Yeah, it is. It's just glorious. It was very beautiful when I woke up this morning. I had a reason to go outside briefly, and I looked up and the sky looked basically like it had been marbled. You know, it had this huge cloud formation over the top, which was just all of these little puffs, and they were in rows. You've probably seen it. I think it's called alto cumulus or cirrocumulus. Yeah, my cloud names are rusty. But it was dawn, right? It was before the sunrise, and the sky was a very pale. It was still mostly dark, and there was just enough light hitting the clouds to make them look kind of pearly and luminescent. It was beautiful. So I was very grateful for that, because I don't normally go out, even briefly, at that hour of the day. But it was glorious. I actually went out again just to look at it for a bit more, and you know, then got on with things and went into the unified field and put myself together, which was a very, very good thing, because I was quite discombobulated when I woke up this morning. I got to show you these. The hydrangeas, they're pretty fabulous. See, that's a fresh flower, and then as they age, you get all of these amazing, amazing details. And I love that. Hello, Jenny, it's lovely to see you. I just love hydrangeas and how they age. So, just, you know, had to share that beauty spot, and look at this foliage. I really enjoy this too. You've got the geranium leaves, you've got the soldiers and sailors with their white spots on dark green, and you've got the New Zealand native cotula, which is looking a bit dry. But it's still there. Good morning, Andrew. So, before I start, I've actually remembered I'm getting this neural net sorted out. Notices. I don't have a lot of notices today, but I've decided to practice something that I've found hard for years, and that is to say that if you wish, you can support me with a small regular donation. And I mean a small one. I mean the equivalent of a cup of coffee a month. You just go to my website, and there's a link in the bottom of this post, and you can find your options. And if you want something else, then, you know, get in touch with me. Okay, we just had a small camel incursion, a bump in the internet. So yeah, if you'd like to do that, that would be lovely. I appreciate it, because I know what it's like feeling like you can't afford anything, and it wasn't because I was that broke. I was just that broke in my head and my heart. But that's one of the reasons why I do what I do for free, because I have a passion for accessibility. And let's just leave it at that. I think that good stuff should be available for free. I don't give away my other services because I also value myself. But there you go. That's my notice today. So what I want to talk about today, I was thinking, what am I going to tell them about me in the last week and what I've been learning and what would actually be useful? And I'm pretty sure that I have mentioned recently that I feel like I literally am in a new life now. We talk about transforming ourselves, we talk about manifesting, we talk about creating our dreams. Well, one of my big desires, which I didn't even really realise, I knew I wanted financial freedom, because really I wanted to have time freedom, and that was about it. And so I have been creating and changing and working on myself, and I have massively changed. I really have massively changed. I remember a friend said to me a week or so ago, and we were talking on the phone, she said, order of magnitude, Maddie. So different, and it is. I know I don't feel like the person I was. I'm not the person I was, and it's such a blessing and a relief. But I didn't expect somehow that my new life would start when I wasn't watching at the beginning of this year. And what happened was that for a good chunk of last year, I've been slowly and surely training my husband how to do a chunk of my work. Because, I work part-time as a website content expert. And I've known for a while that there's going to be a transition out of that, but I have this wonderful relationship and all of this organisational knowledge about the major client that I look after for the person that I contract with, and that needs to be passed on. And also I can't just drop that work because I'm not in a position to do so yet. But anyway, I was having this little conversation in passing with the man that I work with, who was around at our house for some reason. I can't remember why. It doesn't happen often. And he said, well, why don't you start training your husband in preparation in advance? And I sort of looked at him and thought, well, why the hell didn't I? It just never occurred to me. Because I think I've mentioned one of the things that's been unconscious for me, not known, not understood, not recognised, is I have to do everything myself. And there are really good reasons for that, because for a long time I did have to do everything myself. So, just assumed, unconscious, normal. What do you mean train someone else to do my work? Huh? Never occurred to me. So then I started doing that. And it took some time, just because of various challenges. But over the holidays, or towards the end of the holidays, I said to my beloved, well, look, what do you think about every Wednesday morning attending the Wednesday morning work in progress meeting instead of me? And, okay, fine. So that, okay. But what also happened, which I hadn't actually said, hey, would you like to do this, is this year it's like he's online and just doing 80 to 90 to 95% of the work. And by that I mean that the only time I'm involved with that client now is if there's something he doesn't yet know how to do, or if we're in a pinch and something needs to be done quickly, and I'll just jump in and do it. And what that means is that suddenly I've got more time. Jean, good morning, lovely. And it snuck up on me, and it has been unexpected. And realising, and I think I told you, I had a Wednesday morning where I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have the Heartfield, I didn't have another group that I run. There was nothing I had to do. And I got my camera and I went for a walk, and I was walking down the street kind of crying because I had the time to do it. And I thought I needed to sell my camera because I'd lost interest in photography. No, it was just way under too much pressure to actually take the time to do it and enjoy it and relax, and then to process the photographs afterwards. I don't do much. I don't manipulate the photographs, short of a few tiny tweaks. I either take a good shot or I don't. That's just what I do with my photography. Others do amazing stuff, and that's not me. It's just to enjoy it and to be able to share the images, right? And so here I am in this new life where I am not constantly under the hammer of time pressure. And most of you will remember last year I said a number of times, because it was true, that if I wanted to put something new into my day, something else had to fall out. I couldn't just add something because it would come out of my sleep. That's how full my days were. Now, I did insist on time for meditation and time to do yoga. But apart from that, it was just get up, do that. Your relaxation is built into the day, but you have no free time. And so now I'm here in this new life where, astonishingly, and it's a shock, still, I have free time. And the first time I really realised this, it was like, oh my God. And I recognised, oh my goodness, I'm in the unknown here. This is so unfamiliar to me. I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know who I am when I have free time. I don't know what to do. I've forgotten how to relax. I know that I don't want to get into a craft, because then you have a thing that you have to do something with. And I really don't like having things that build up and get in the way. It's no fun. So, what am I going to do with myself? And the old program that wanted to run was, well, there must be something I need to do. I'm sure I can get busy. I'm sure I can go and find a garden task or a house task or whatever. And I thought, no. Because I made a decision, and I know I said this earlier too, that at the end of last year, I watched my body go through and it's a physical shift, go through the shift of finishing the year, being really happy with who I'd been and how I'd been and what I created and all that. And then I was exhausted for 3 or 4 days because my body was adjusting to not working that hard. And I made a really deep choice, and I decided I am not going back to working that hard again. End of discussion. And so probably at a quantum level, that was also, that's part of what's created this change. And my beloved being in tune with me, and also him wanting to earn and to help and support me and all that, which is amazing. It really is. It's glorious. Because he couldn't for so long. Long story. Doesn't matter now. It's the past. It's not who he is anymore, see. We've both changed so much because of this work that we're doing, that we've learned from Joe Dispenza. So here I am in this new life where I actually have time to think, to create, to look out the window and think there's nothing that's screaming at me that must need doing right now. Oh, what do I do again? And feeling my body wanting to go back to the familiar state of being busy. Not busy, I must distract myself from my internal chaos. No. But if I don't keep going, important things won't get done, and so it's important that I keep going and to continue to stay out of that state of being has been surprisingly challenging. And I know I've also said recently that because I'm now in this more open space and I'm continuing to do my meditation work, and in fact I sometimes have time to meditate twice a day. Wow. And there's stuff going on with my body. I've had some interesting information come up which once upon a time would have thrown me for a complete spin. As it was, it's like, well, how am I going to choose to respond to that, and what is my reality and all this stuff, which I'm not going into today. But it's, I have this desire to spend more time in the unified field because I got more stuff to create. And sometimes that gets to happen. And it's so good. But when you do more of this work, where you're going into the field with an intention to transform yourself, more stuff starts to move. And so really deep things that simply didn't have the space to surface have come up into the open space because finally there's space for it to happen, which is dandy. But, oh my God. all of which is to say, I'm in a new life. And it's astonishing how uncomfortable it's been. You know, your dreams come true. Oh my God, I'm free, I've got time. And there's even a little bit more money than there was, and the really clear sense that there's more coming. You know, I just got to deal with this really deep, painful stuff that's come up, which I know has been keeping things away from me. Not a resonant match to my dreams yet. I got to do that. Morning, Kerry! Oh my God, this is so uncomfortable. And we always want to go back. We do. And this morning, I kid you not, I woke up, I looked out, saw that beautiful pre-dawn sky, got up, and I felt okay when I woke up. You know, first woke up, still in the theatre. Something triggered me, and by the time I have a guess. I don't know, it doesn't matter, but by the time I sat down to meditate, my body was in chaos. It was trying to do nausea, and I was just my body was in fear. I was observing and thinking, nah. I mean, it was difficult just to work out what meditation I was going to do. Because, you know, my body was absolutely throwing a purple fit about nothing. And I recognise it because I understand this and I've been through it enough, and it doesn't make it easier, but it helps that I understand it. I recognise that my body, in the autonomic nervous system, its job is to keep things the same. Its job is to maintain homeostasis. That's what it does. But what we think, we don't realise that the body, whatever your current state of being is, if you have been depressed for the last 5.5 years, that's normal to the body. And when you want to change it, it says, no, you want to go somewhere new. No, that's dangerous. And it fights. And I've seen this over and over again, that you start to envisioning yourself, just like, you know, me, coming into, oh my God, I've got new space and I can go walking and I can do more meditation and more stuff is coming up for me, and that's great, and I can process it, and I'm feeling better in myself and I'm feeling more like a master every day, and then kapow, it all goes to shit. Because I'm really starting to move into the space of being my new life, and then everything that isn't that promptly comes up and screams at you. Or me. And I did recognise that was going on this morning. You know, and I went into, it was about 1 hour and 36 minutes, and every minute of it, so, you know, it's not work to me. It's like, oh my God, I get to spend this long with, behind my eyelids, feeling either okay or knowing that I'm working with something that I can change. It's very different, you know. I can control my inner state now. I can change who I'm being and how I'm being. Just give me the time to do it and I'll do it. And knowing that is just a great blessing. I can't always do it straight away. I can't, not yet. I'm not that much of a master. But in the space of a meditation, an hour and a half, I can do it. And sure enough, I got things lined up. And my body feels utterly different. Now, you know, I'm done. I'm speaking to you like a sane person. I'm back in my new life. But my body was saying, this new life doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel normal. It doesn't feel safe. I am going to buck and kick and scream and make Maddie feel sick and like there's a problem, that she has to go say, oh, this is a pattern recognition for disease, you know, because the brain works by pattern recognition. So you have a symptom or a fleeting sensation and your brain says, oh, that means you've got, you know, whatever. And right in that moment, I've had to do this so much in the last week, you wouldn't believe it. Right in that moment, I have to decide if I'm going to believe that pattern recognition that my brain says you got to defend against that, you got to be scared about that, you got to go looking for solutions to that, when all this is some fleeting sensation or whatever, even if it sticks around. That's not the point. It's this crazy dance of remembering, like I said at the end of yesterday, you know, who am I being in this moment? And sometimes that choice is so intense and so moment to moment and so often. So I think what I'm trying to share today is that sometimes having your dreams come true can be really uncomfortable. Because you think, and I have rehearsed who I want to be in my new life, and I continue to do that. But I got here and I still wasn't ready for my dreams to come true. So the more you can practice who you want to be, and I mean get into the experience of it, don't visualize it, please. Sense it, feel it, taste it, smell it, be there. Imagine the wind on your skin, like right now you can hear it. Be that person in that life. The more you can do it, when you get there, the less flack you'll get from the parts of you that are saying, oh, this is different. No, let's go back to what we know. Because as much as we want change, all change is challenging because it represents a departure from the known. We're going into the unknown, and the body naturally kicks and fights and says, no, it's dangerous. Absolutely. When your dreams come true, it's still going to turn your life upside down unless you already know what upside down feels like and you make it your new right side up. So that's what I wanted to share today. It is such a journey, and some days it's a freaking roller coaster ride. But I know what's going on, I understand it, and that helps me when it's like, oh shit, So that's what I wanted to share with you. Big love. Thank you for sharing yourself with me. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.